So we take a look at, right? How does a person develop a personality disorder? For example, how does a guy end up being a narcissist, right? How does a man or woman, right, end up developing borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, or histrionic personality disorder, right? The four personality disorders of the cluster B group of personality disorders, right? And it's really simple, and I credit my readings of Alice Miller, who in her books explains this so well, right? She basically says that what happens in infancy, right, is that the child is neglected, right? He's not given the love that he so desperately needs, right? He needs children and babies need love to survive, right? So they'll do anything to get that. So what ends up happening is they'll learn, right? They become hyper vigilant to their parents' needs and body language. And so they learn that if they perform a certain way or act a certain way, they'll get the love and the affection and affirmations that they so desperately crave from the parent, right? But what happens is that in doing so, the child neglects himself. And in neglecting himself, he never develops his true identity. And so what happens later on in life is that the child doesn't know who he is. So in not knowing who he is where the development of the personality disorder comes in. The one characteristic, well, there's many of them actually that overlap, but one strong characteristic of people in the cluster B group is that they don't have a sense of identity. And the best way that I can explain that is that when you and I look in the mirror, we see a reflection. Now imagine, right, that a person who is a borderline looks in the mirror and they see no reflection. And the reason that they don't see a reflection is because they don't have an identity. And most of this, again, is attributed to the fact that when they were children, they weren't given the attention and they weren't given the love that they needed. So they had to play a particular part. They had to act a certain way in order to get what they perceived as love that they so desperately wanted from the parent. So let this be a lesson, because, you know, it's very damaging. Even if a child doesn't develop one of these personality disorders, there's many ill consequences that can later on manifest itself in adulthood. But I just wanted to kind of give the foundation on how does a person come to develop one of these four personality disorders. So I hope you stay tuned. Stay tuned to some more of my videos. If you have any questions, shoot them to me, and I'll provide a link for you to get the answers to your questions. Thank you.